in the form of letters. The novels which are written in the form of letters or exchange of letters, they are called as epistolary. दूसरा है picaresque, तो ये पिकारो से बना है, which is a Spanish term, means rug or a petty criminal. ये क्वेश्चन एग्जैक्टली आया है, मैं जो वर्ड्स लिख रहा हूँ आपको लिखने हैं, रग और अ नेव, ROGUE, rug or a knave, very important. Now picaresque, when we talk about picaresque novel, the greatest modern European novel, it's very important guys, we know that. Cervantes wrote Don Quixote. I cannot stress more on this novel because it is one of the most important modern European novels, Don Quixote. Okay, the Don Quixote inspired numerous adaptations in English. Okay, the most famous being like Joseph Andrews by Henry Fielding. And there were other adaptations also. We know Tristram Shandy by Sterne is also directly inspired from Cervantes' Don Quixote, right? So it's a very, very important novel. Don Quixote actually has an important character called as Sancho Panza. Sancho Panza, writing the name here. Sancho Panza is sometimes considered as a real hero of this novel. Okay, he's a comical character, Sancho Panza. He's a knight. Okay, so knight with a K. All right. So novel of sensibility were the novels which actually were written as, you can say, the sentimental novels. They were the exactly the sentimental novels in which there were characters who showed the emotional trauma, and in that way the novels showed the extreme emotional states of the characters. So the most famous example is, we can say, Tristram Shandy again is considered as a example of sentimental novels. It is the height of sentimentalism in Tristram Shandy. Okay, and there are many women writers also who are considered to be the writers of sentimental novels. I can remember one of the names. If you want to write, please write it. Okay, for your easiness, I am writing her name. That is Fanny Burney. Fanny Burney, very important question. They have been asking this question from in net many a times, that who was Fanny Burney and which works did she write. So she wrote Evelina, the journey of a woman into the entrance of the world, something like that. The subtitle I cannot recall right now, but Fanny Burney's Evelina is considered as a very important precursor of sentimental novels. When we talk about sentimental novel, there is also The Sorrows of Young Werther. ये सारे बहुत ही important works हैं guys. The Sorrows of Young Werther is considered as one of the greatest romantic novels written in Germany. The Sorrows of Young Werther. It also inspired numerous adaptations and many translations were made. The work became hugely popular in all over Europe, not only in Germany. As I have told you, it is written in Germany by Goethe, also called as Goethe. Okay, Goethe. Goethe wrote The Sorrows of Young Werther, which is an example of sentimental novels. Very important work, guys. So, guys, as I have told you that sentimental novels were written by mainly German writers, and I have given you the example of Goethe. Now, there are other writers also who were writing the sentimental novels. As I have told you, that most of the writers in category of sentimental novels were, you can say, women writers. So that's a point for you to note. Now I have already discussed the Gothic novels and their details, development, and also the writers who were associated with Gothic novel. Now there is this category called as adventure novels, right? So adventure novels वो novels होते हैं जो कि किस में लिखे गए थे, जिसमें थीम क्या है, आपकी एडवेंचर की थीम है. तो अगर हम एडवेंचर नॉवेल्स की बात करें, so one thing that is very important is there were many writers who wrote adventure novels, like you can say especially Gulliver Travels comes under this category, although it's considered as a precursor, but still we count it as a very important adventure novel. Then there is this very important, The Treasure Island. Please write it as very important novel, The Treasure Island. This novel was later written in the late Victorian age, and it is considered as a high point of teenage, you can say, adventure. It was written by The Treasure Island is written by so The Treasure Island was written by R.L. Stevenson. He was a Scottish author, a late Victorian author. ठीक है, तो क्लियर हो रहा है सब लोगों को? अब अगर इसमें आगे बढ़े गाइस, तो जैसे हम कहते हैं कंडीशन ऑफ इंग्लैंड नॉवेल्स। अब कंडीशन ऑफ इंग्लैंड नॉवेल्स को हम और क्या कहते हैं? वर्किंग क्लास नॉवल, वर्किंग क्लास नॉवल। तो ये जो टर्म है कंडीशन ऑफ इंग्लैंड, यहाँ से भी क्वेश्चन बनता है। दिस टर्म वाज गिवन बाय होम? कंडीशन ऑफ इंग्लैंड टर्म वाज गिवन बाय होम, आल्सो कॉल्ड एज वर्किंग क्लास नॉवल। इसका दूसरा नाम प्लीज नोट कर लेंगे। द टर्म वाज गिवन बाय another Scottish essayist, if you remember his name, Carlyle. Carlyle is known for his essays in the Victorian era, early Victorian age. We remember Carlyle for Hero and Hero Worship, French Revolution, and most importantly, Sartor Resartus. Sartor Resartus. Although this work is not exactly a working class novel, but still you can write. Okay, so Sartor Resartus is a work by Carlyle. Okay, Carlyle was a Scottish essayist. He is such an important writer that he is considered as a huge influence on Charles Dickens, which was to come later on. So Carlyle was a big, big name in the early Victorian novelists. So he coined this term "condition of England" novels. Although there were many writers, like we can say works of Elizabeth Gaskell. एलिजाबेथ गैस्केल के वर्क्स जो हैं वो इस कैटेगरी में आते हैं। एलिजाबेथ गैस्केल नोट कर लेना, ठीक है। एलिजाबेथ गैस्केल का हम वर्क कहते हैं मैरी बार्टन। बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट्स है गाइस, बहुत रिसर्च करके लाया हूँ आप लोगों के लिए। मैरी बार्टन और नॉर्थ एंड साउथ, ये दोनों वर्क्स हैं जिनको हम क्या कहते हैं? कंडीशन ऑफ इंग्लैंड नॉवेल्स कहते हैं। नॉर्थ एंड साउथ। ऑन द टाइप्स ऑफ नॉवेल्स, there are still some more types which we can see here. Now if we continue here, we have already read the 6 types of novels. So I will, because of the space, I will write the names here. The 7th category here is historical novels. Okay, the novels which has history as a setting are called as historical novels. Generally these novels are based on, you can say, the historical accounts, or they have वाइड प्लॉट्स। नोट कर लेना, हिस्टोरिकल नॉवेल्स का जो प्लॉट होता है वो क्या होता है? वाइड प्लॉट्स। दैट मींस द स्टोरी स्पान्स अराउंड maybe 200 to 300 years. Okay, so in that sense they are hugely, you can say, they have the big plots. And the father of historical novels, this question they have been asking a lot. So the father of historical novels is Walter Scott. Okay, very important question. Walter Scott. Walter Scott is called as the father of historical novels because of his very famous series called as Waverley novels. Very important, guys. Please put up 5-star here. Waverley novel series. They are going to ask you a lot from this question, from this topic, Waverley. So he wrote a series of novels starting in, I think, 1813 or maybe 1814. You can check the dates. So Waverley series was launched by Walter Scott. Earlier it was anonymously written, but later on Walter Scott gave this, gave or came out openly with his name. So Walter Scott was a Scottish writer, as his name suggests, and he comes in the Romantic age. He was a writer in the Romantic age. Okay, so that is the story about historical novels. Okay, Waverley series is under Waverley series there were many novels. You can find out more on your own. I am just giving you cursory glance today. Now, when we talk about historical novels, there is this interesting question that, sir, who is known as India's Walter Scott? Okay, in Indian literature in English, we have got our own version of Walter Scott. And who was he? That's a very important question. Okay, so India's Walter Scott, yes, guys, it is Bankim Chand Chatterjee, who is known for his various novels like